Romulus, first king of Rome, was begotten by the high god Ares and a Vestal virgin, Rhea Silvia. According to Livy, Romulus was taking stock of his army when a violent thunderstorm suddenly arose and enveloped him in a cloud, after which he was no longer seen on earth. The prevailing belief was that he had been snatched away to heaven, and he was thereafter hailed the son of a god. But it was rumored by some that the senators had torn him limb from limb. The grief caused by Romulus's disappearance was lifted by a report from a most trusted witness, Proculus Julius. At break of dawn today, the father of this city suddenly descended from heaven and appeared to me. Whilst thrilled with awe, I stood rapt before him in deepest reverence, praying that I might be pardoned for gazing upon him. "Go," he said, "tell the Romans that it is the will of heaven that my Rome should be the head of all the world." Much the same story is relayed by Ovid. The sun vanished and rising clouds obscured the sky, and a heavy shower of torrential rain fell. Then it thundered. Then the sky was split by lightning. All fled, and the king rose to the stars behind his father's horses. There was mourning, senators were falsely charged with murder, and perhaps that belief might have stuck in people's minds. But Julius Proculus was traveling from Alba Longa with the moon shining and having no need of a torch, when suddenly the hedge to his left moved and shook, so that he drew back a step, his hair bristling. It seemed to him that Romulus, handsome, more than human, and finely dressed, stood there in the center of the road, saying, "Prevent the Romans from mourning me, and profaning my divinity by their tears. Let the pious crowds bring incense, and propitiate the new god Quirinus, and cultivate their father's art of war." So he commanded, and vanished into the upper world from before Julius's eyes. Plutarch relays that Romulus disappeared suddenly, and no portion of his body or fragment of his clothing remained to be seen. Upon confronting Proculus Julius, Romulus declared, "It was the pleasure of the gods, O Proculus, from whom I came, that I should be with mankind only a short time, and that after founding a city destined to be the greatest on earth for empire and glory, I should dwell again in heaven." These stories share in common the belief that Romulus was translated to heaven while still alive, though others must have regarded him as raised from the dead. In the 1st century BCE, Cicero tells us of the tradition which asserts that Proculus Julius beheld our first king Romulus walking after his decease, and that he heard him declare his desire of being invoked as a god, of being entitled Quirinus, and of having a temple there dedicated to his memory. In these accounts, we observe vivid parallels to the New Testament, including the darkness that befell Christ's crucifixion, a missing body, appearances to witnesses, divine preexistence and incarnation, declaration of divine sonship upon exaltation, and a great commission before ascending on high. The sheer number of thematic resemblances is not likely a coincidence, especially since the Gospel authors were Hellenized Greek-speaking Jews or Gentiles with Greek educational backgrounds. As Dr. Richard Miller notes, the mimetic signals of Jesus' translation fables place the tradition squarely within that of Romulus. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe so that you don't miss out on future content. You can also support me on Patreon, where you'll get access to past presentations and an exclusive ebook, including invaluable references and sources. Any help you can provide, no matter how great or small, will go a long way toward keeping this channel going. Big thanks, by the way, to my current patrons. Your encouragement and support mean the world to me.